Hello guys. Welcome to our conversation today. We'll be talking about answering comments naturally.
Yes, it's such an important skill. You want to be able to answer in a way that feels natural.
Exactly. You don't want to sound robotic or too formal. So, how can we respond to comments easily?
One way is to talk about various subjects. For example, if someone comments about a movie, talk about it.
That's a great start. You can expand beyond simple or familiar topics. Like, instead of just saying, "Great movie," try, "I loved the plot twist at the end. What did you think?"
Yes, that opens up the conversation. You can also discuss current events. Like if someone comments about a news story.
Exactly. You could say, "I read about that too. What are your thoughts on the situation?" This shows curiosity.
Yes, it shows you're really interested in their perspective. Being curious is so important when responding.
Totally. And it's a good way to get to know others. For example, if someone says, "I watched a new show last night," you could ask, "Oh, I haven't seen that one. What's it about?"
Exactly. And if they're into books, you can say something like, "I'm always looking for book recommendations. What's your favorite right now?"
That's a great idea. And if someone's talking about a job, you can ask, "How did you get into that field? It sounds interesting."
Yes, discussing technology is another great way to respond. Like, if someone comments on a new app, you can say, "I've heard about that. How does it work?"
Perfect. You're showing you're a fan of their ideas and opinions. It's a great way to keep a conversation going.
So true. And when you ask questions, it opens the door to more interesting discussions. Asking about others' interests is key.
Absolutely. You can also connect by talking about shared experiences. For example, if someone says, "I love hiking," you could say, "I love hiking too. Where do you usually go?"
Yes, that's a good way to bond. And when someone shares a personal story, you can add your own. Like, "That sounds like an adventure. I had a similar experience last year."
Exactly. You're not just responding. You're building a meaningful conversation. You're expanding the dialogue.
And if someone leaves a comment about a movie, you can respond with, "I'm not sure I'd like that movie. Have you seen anything else recently?"
I like that. It shows you're open to other ideas but still sharing your thoughts. So in theory, asking open-ended questions is a great strategy.
Yes. It keeps the conversation dynamic. You don't want to give one-word answers. Like, instead of just saying "cool," try "That's really interesting. How did that happen?"
I agree. And when someone makes a statement about a job, you can respond with, "That sounds like a great opportunity. What do you like most about it?"
That's a perfect way to keep things going. Or, if someone says they're going on an adventure, you could say, "That sounds exciting. What's your plan?"
Exactly. And if they talk about money or jobs, you can say, "It must be rewarding to earn money doing something you enjoy."
Yes. Showing appreciation for their experiences goes a long way. You can also connect their story to a similar experience of yours.
That's true. Like, "I had a similar adventure when I traveled last year. It was such an eye-opener."
That's a perfect response. It adds depth to the conversation and makes it feel more genuine.
And if someone asks about your thoughts on a topic, instead of just saying I agree, you could say, I agree with that point, especially because.
Yes. Giving more explanation makes the conversation richer. You're sharing more than just a surface-level response.
Exactly. And if you're not sure how to respond, ask more questions like, what do you think about it? Or how did that make you feel?
Great point. That's an easy way to keep the conversation flowing. You don't always need to have all the answers.
Yes. Being curious and engaged is the key. This means you're erasing any doubts you have about speaking naturally.
And it's fun. You can really learn a lot from other people when you engage like this.
Definitely. So if you're responding to a comment, don't just stick to the basics. Add something thoughtful.
That's right. And when you do that, you show your versatility and knowledge on different subjects.
Absolutely. Fluent in English is a goal, and mastering how to respond to comments is part of that journey.
Yes. And once you feel comfortable responding naturally, it becomes so much easier to connect with people.
Hopefully this should be an interesting video for everyone who wants to communicate more effectively.
Yes. And if you enjoyed it, leave a like and don't forget to subscribe for more tips.
Exactly. Keep practicing and soon you'll be able to respond to comments with confidence.
So, what are some of the ways you guys respond to comments? Let us know in the comments below.
And if you have any questions, you can comment too. We love hearing from you.
Remember, the more you practice, the more fluent and natural your responses will become.
So, thanks for joining us today. Hopefully, we gave you some useful ideas on how to keep conversations going.
Exactly. It's important to respond in a way that feels real and comfortable.
Yes. You don't want to just give a short answer like thank you or I agree. You want to talk about various subjects.
For sure. When someone comments, try expanding beyond simple or familiar topics.
Like if someone talks about a movie, don't just say, I liked it. You could say, I loved the character development. What did you think about it?
That's a great way to show more engagement. And you can discuss current events too.
Exactly. If someone comments about the news, you could say, I read about that. What's your opinion on it?
And books, movies, and technology are great conversation starters too. People love talking about them.
Absolutely. If someone mentions a book, you can ask, how did the story make you feel? Or was the ending what you expected?
Yes. It's important to demonstrate versatility. You can switch topics and keep the conversation lively.
For example, someone might comment on a new tech gadget. You could ask, have you tried it? How does it compare to other ones?
And if they share about a trip or an adventure, you could ask, that sounds exciting. What was the best part?
Right. Showing curiosity is the key. Don't just reply with that's cool. Ask more questions.
Exactly. People love talking about their interests. You can ask, how did you get into that hobby?
I love that. And if someone says they're a fan of a certain band or artist, you can ask, what's your favorite song by them?
Yes. It's a way to connect with them and show you care about what they enjoy. Actually, you can also relate to their experience.
I agree. For example, if they're talking about jobs, you could say, that sounds interesting. How did you start in that field?
And if they talk about earning money, you could say, that sounds like a great way to earn money. What do you like about it?
Absolutely. And when someone shares something about their past experiences, you can respond with, that sounds like quite an adventure. What did you learn from it?
Exactly. Always show interest and connect with them on a personal level. It makes your reply feel more real.
So in theory, the more you ask questions, the more you learn about the other person. It keeps the conversation flowing.
Definitely. And if you want to add something to their comment, you can say, that's a great point. I also think.
That's a good one. It shows that you're engaged but also adding your own perspective.
Yes. And it also keeps the conversation dynamic. The last example is amazing. It really helps you stay engaged.
Thank you. It's about making it easy for people to continue the discussion. Hopefully this should be an interesting video for everyone.
Yes. And if you enjoyed this video, leave a like and don't forget to subscribe for more tips.
Remember, every time you practice these kinds of responses, it helps you become more fluent in English.
That's right. This means you're erasing any doubts you have about the language. You'll feel more comfortable as time goes on.
Absolutely. It unlocks the ability to speak naturally. And that's so important if you want to be fluent.
Fluent in English is a goal for so many of us. And using these strategies when answering comments helps you achieve it.
Yes. If you can answer comments confidently, you'll also feel more comfortable in other conversations.
And when you practice with friends or online, it becomes second nature. You'll be able to talk freely.
Exactly. So, what other ways can we respond to comments naturally? Let's keep the conversation going.
Well, if someone talks about their weekend plans, you could say, that sounds like fun. Are you going with friends or family?
Or, if they mention a new movie, you can say, I've heard a lot about that. What was your favorite part?
And when someone asks about your opinion, you can say, I see your point, but I also think.
That's a great way to share your thoughts while respecting theirs. It shows open-mindedness.
Exactly. And if they say, I went to the gym yesterday, you could respond, that's great. How did it go?
Or, if someone talks about a recent vacation, you can ask, that sounds amazing. What was the highlight of your trip?
And, if they mention something in the news, you could say, I was reading about that too. What do you think the impact will be?
Such good examples. And when you're uncertain, just ask, can you tell me more about that?
Yes. Asking for clarification shows you're genuinely interested in understanding them better.
Exactly. And if they talk about work or jobs, ask, what's the best part of your job? What do you enjoy most?
Great. And if they're a fan of something, you could say, I'm curious. What got you into that?
And if they share a favorite book, you could respond with, I love books too. What's the best chapter in that one?
Such great ways to keep conversations going. Don't forget to subscribe for more ideas.
Right, and leave a like if you enjoyed the video. It helps us know what kind of content you love.
And remember, fluent in English is a goal. You can do it by practicing conversations like these.
So true. We'll see you next time with more tips on speaking naturally in English. Thanks for joining us. Bye.